Hi there, this is Quebs, and today I'm going to review the 7th Saga for the Super Nintendo. If you enjoy my content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. You can also find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Quebs. The 7th Saga was released in Japan in April of 1993 under the title of Elnard. It was developed by Produce, who has also developed other titles for the Super Nintendo such as Super Bomberman and Super Adventure Island. The 7th Saga was published by NX, and they're probably best known for publishing the Dragon Quest series of games and merging with Squaresoft in the early 2000s to form the game publisher we know today as Square Enix. The September 1993 issue of Nintendo Power included a 6-page spread dedicated to the 7th Saga. The Nintendo Power article describes the game as an epic search that NX estimates will take players more than 65 hours to complete. The article features some of the awesome character artwork from the 7th Saga game manual. It also provides a description of each of the protagonists. In fact, it goes into even greater detail than the game manual itself by including gameplay notes, like the fact that only Olvin can enter the Tower of Grime, and that Valsu can't be in a party with evil characters. The Nintendo Power article also includes a detailed map of Tychondera and, to my surprise, a pretty complete walkthrough of the game. The 7th Saga has a fairly bare-bones story. The world of Tychondera was nearly destroyed 5,000 years ago when the evil Gorsha and the heroic Sorrow battled for the fate of the world. Sorrow managed to defeat Gorsha and imprisoned him using the power of 7 magical runes. Fast forward 5,000 years, and you play as one of King Lemuel's chosen warriors. He sends you on a quest to collect the 7 magical runes and become the leader of the world. If you're looking for an awesome story, there really isn't one here. Gameplay-wise, you'll find yourself wandering around the world of Tychondera, exploring towns, dungeons, castles, and the world itself in an overhead view. The enemies of the overworld are invisible, which should be familiar to anyone that has played a console RPG of this era, but King Lemuel has given each of his heroes a crystal ball which works as a kind of mini-map. Your crystal ball reveals enemy positions relative to you as well as notable locations. I really like this feature because it can help you avoid enemies if you're weak, or you can seek them out if you're itching for a fight. Another interesting note is that even if you're standing still, the enemies will continue to seek you out and fight you if they catch you. They are relentless. When you do run into an enemy, the game goes all mode 7 and zooms in on your location, displaying the battle in a pseudo 3D perspective, which is a really nice effect. Once in combat, the 7th Saga features a fairly standard turn-based RPG combat system. When it's your turn, you can choose to attack, defend, use an item, or cast a magic spell. The one wrinkle thrown in to make combat unique in the 7th Saga is what I call the defend-attack system. Defending on your current turn will make your physical attack stronger on the next turn, so it's advisable to always defend, then attack if you want to maximize your damage. And believe me, you'll want to maximize your damage. One important note is that the damage boost you receive after defending does not enhance your magical attacks in the same way. The visuals in the 7th Saga are a mixed bag. The overworld leaves a lot to be desired. It's mostly just the same bland desert and mountain graphics with the occasional spot of grass mixed in for variety. Where the 7th Saga's visuals really shine though are the enemy sprites. They're full of detail and look fantastic. Some of the spell effects look really nice as well. I especially liked Lux's Laser 1 ability. Laser 1! Whoa! That is amazing! That is awesome! Toward the end of the game, you'll notice a lot of palette swaps, which personally didn't really bother me, but I would have loved to see more enemy variation just because the artwork is so good. The award for my favorite enemy in the entire game goes to these guys with snakes for legs. Guess what they're called? These ghouls aren't too bad. Oh, the snake man ran away. Nice. Oh, they're called Serpent. Serpent. Get it? Because his legs are snakes, so he's Serpent. Amazing. The 7th Saga features some good music, especially the battle music. But there's really not a lot of variety. You'll hear the same songs over and over again, which can get pretty repetitive. All in all, what's there is good, but nothing truly outstanding. Something I loved about the 7th Saga was that when you're first starting out, you're not fighting the typical bats and rats. You're fighting cool stuff like wyverns and demons right out of the gate. It definitely left an impression like, wow, I'm not just some scrub. I'm actually out here fighting some threatening enemies that your average villager wouldn't be able to handle. Like, check this out. The very first battle I found myself in was with a wyvern. I exhausted every bit of my magic power and barely escaped with my life. Attack! Get him! Get him! Oh, we're gonna die. Heal! Not enough MP! Oh god, where's my, my potion 1? Use! I'm getting destroyed. We're gonna die to a bird. That was a wyvern. Holy crap, that was just the first enemy. That was the first enemy that we actually fought and they didn't run away and they almost killed me. It took everything we had. Let's get out of here. Run! It's scary out there. I don't even want to find the runes. In fact, most of the battles in the 7th Saga are exactly like this. You'll have to use everything available just to survive during even mundane enemy encounters. Remember how I said that the difficulty was increased substantially for the North American release of the 7th Saga? This game is brutal. Here's why. Each time your character levels up, they gain more power in different categories like hit points, magic power, etc. These stat increases were cut in half for the North American release, resulting in a power imbalance between the enemies and your hero. One interesting theory I heard during my playthrough as to why this was done was that they wanted to somehow combat video game rentals. You're kind of forced to level up twice as much, which takes a substantial amount of time. I ended up beating the game 1 minute shy of 39 hours. So if you wanted to see the end of the game, your only choice back then would have been to convince your parents to rent the game for an extended period of time or simply buy it. So this is just one theory I've heard. I have no evidence to back up this theory, but I thought it was interesting enough to discuss it because if it's true, it might have contributed to the 7th Saga being less popular than it could have been. But here's the thing. The primary reason I enjoyed the 7th Saga so much was almost entirely because of the difficulty. The story wasn't very engaging, the graphics were nice, the music was nice, but the challenge of beating the game was what really kept me going. I don't know if this is a popular opinion, but the ending alone made it worthwhile to me, and when I finished the game, I was left with kind of an empty feeling, but in a good way. I was actually kind of sad that the game was finally over. In summary, if you're someone that needs a deep story to keep you invested in an RPG, the 7th Saga will not be for you. However, if you're the type of person that enjoys a challenge and you don't mind long periods of grinding experience, I can wholeheartedly recommend the 7th Saga. This is Quebs. This has been my review of the 7th Saga for the Super Nintendo, and I hope you have a great day.